Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live! How the hell are you, gentlemen?
Wow.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Great.
Yes. It's been a hell of a week.
Yeah, how's everyone have a good 4th, man?
Yeah.
You know what? Mine was pretty fucking boring. And I had to work. So it was just me and RJ were chilling.
That's the thing though, man. Fucking a boring ass 4th is a good 4th to me.
I love it.
Yeah.
So the kids are young enough, my older ones were like, you gotta do some shit to entertain them. Like they don't need too much. So like we didn't do like they don't care about going and like watching fireworks. Like, and I was the same when I was a kid. I thought it was cool, but like do the thing, you know. So like we just get them a shit ton of fireworks, man. And so they had like we just did like a big fire in the fire pit, and they're like playing with like this is mostly like smoke bombs.
Yeah.
I'm lighting them, they're throwing them around, and they're like running around with their Nerf guns and like playing fucking Iwo Jima or whatever they're doing. And dude, fucking Billy, like I'm standing right there, I got the smoke bomb blowing, she just runs up, puts her face like right in front of the smoke and just inhales it, and I like go up and like snatch her up, and then she's like and just fucking pukes for like 15 minutes.
Well, you know what?
So house may avoid smoking all.
Yeah, it's a lesson to learn, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I mean, it was dicey for a second, but once she got it out, I was like, well, you know, she learned her lesson in that regard. And as far as like 4th of July firework related. Yeah, I don't know if you call it an injury. It's pretty
mild.
Yeah, that's pretty mild.
But like she doesn't have like asthma or anything, but Eli does. So we like gave her the inhaler or whatever, and like it was like an hour. She couldn't take a deep breath like without cough. She would be like and like start coughing, and it was like just so fucking fast, dude. Crazy, man, crazy.
Dude, that chill, fuck you up.
20,000.
I got fucking hit with a '80s bottle rocket, bro.
Oh no shit, really?
Your house was
you forget me, man.
Yeah, like we were at this other family's house, and I was sitting in a spot away from everybody because, of course, I wanted to be the little edgelord and be all alone and watch the fireworks by myself because nobody understood me, and I was all edgy, and I was 5.
Yeah.
So fucking, I was wearing this gigantic sweatshirt, right? And it was Massachusetts in October, so it was pretty cool. Well, they're doing the fireworks, and they did a bottle rocket, and this one just fucking took a fucking whoop and fucking slammed me right in the side. Well, the thing was as it went off, because it had the plastic cap, it threw the sparks back and caught my sweatshirt on fire.
Oh, fucking A, dude.
So I had to rip. I had the presence of mind at 5 to rip the fucking sweatshirt off and fucking throw it, and the fucking bottle rocket kept going off.
God damn, dude.
We played that kind of game in the late 80s, early 90s, where me and my buddies would be all around the fire, and then you take a big handful of bottle rockets and just chuck them in.
Yeah, dude.
And
we would do it.
And where they go, they go.
I'm gonna say this, but like in fucking, I know it's not politically correct or whatever, we would do that and be like, whoever runs away first is gay.
Stop it. Get some help.
I wouldn't do it today. But that was like the thing. It was a game. When we do the same thing, we'd get a Roman candle. Like
Roman candle wars.
And you'd spin it. And
Hell
then
yeah.
Just shoot, and then everyone would go, and then like everyone would get one and shoot that person. But I mean, we were just, I don't know how, we just had unlimited fireworks in my house for years, like my middle school and high school years. And we were just.
When I was a teenager, I was the same way. We made a lot of trips to south of the border, which is like this. It's like right across the border. North Carolina, South Carolina, yeah. So we spent a lot. We went.
When you say south of the border, man, people think you're talking about Mexico.
No, well, that's the little area is called, south of the border. Though it's really weird. It's basically just a big like little shopping area where there's a lot of different stores for different shit. And they have this couple places where it's just the fireworks are like crazy. I would buy like multiple blocks of firecrackers and and
Yeah,
a big box of
them. You get bricks of them. Yeah.
Yeah, big big.
Black
Yeah, Black
Black
Cat was
Cat
the best
was
ones.
Black
And
Cat rockets too, man. They were like felt more
Yeah.
solid.
Oh
They were,
yeah,
like, better.
we love those.
I buy like multiple boxes of M80s. It came like 100 to a box, and
Yeah.
Well, this is how we had fireworks. When I was in high school, it was like all the coaches at the high school. Like it was for me, it was like the wrestling coach, and like the football coaches, soccer coaches. They all like got together and like ran a fireworks stand, and then just employed all of the student athletes, right? So we'd go there, work our fucking dicks off, and make like $50.
Sure.
Whatever, but it was just like a known thing. Like everyone just stole fireworks.
Oh,
like,
sure, why not? Yeah, you might as well.
Funny, like all the because like they're all made in China, so like all like the art and like the graphics that are on the packages are just like what Chinese people like think an American people.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like you'd get a like it'd be like a big. I don't know what you just call the ones that just shoot up and blow up. They're like the bigger ones, right?
Funnels.
Like
those are they're shells out of a funnel.
Okay, yeah. So it'd be like one of those, and like on the wrapper, it'd be like because this was in like the mid 2000s, it'd be like Tracy McGrady. And then like I don't know,
that's fucking that's awesome, dude.
Like Michael Jackson or something. It was just like the goofy, and like I always got a kick out of that. Like, man, like what
the M80s I would buy, the company called themselves the Michael Jordan of fireworks back in the day. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Oh man.
Their little logo is the Michael Jordan of fireworks. We would laugh.
I used to love throwing M80s off of fucking like bridges and shit.
Yeah.
Not at cars, but just off like big bridges.
Yeah, sure.
I sold them. To people. That's all I bought them for.
I did too, man.
And I would sell them, and I'd keep some for myself. But I did fucked up shit with M80s, dude. I like fucked the dude's car up really bad with one. And I shoved it in his gas tank.
Oh my! What?
And it fucking it caught fire.
Dude, I hope he caught you and whooped your ass, man.
No, but I think he knew I did it. he never. But you know what? And in all seriously, it was retaliation for something he had done to me, and it was pretty funny. He fucked me. He fucked me up pretty bad. So I was like, okay. Goes around, comes around.
So Dave, you don't know this. Russ was a motherfucker back in the day.
I was a motherfucker. I was
collecting money for and from people. Like
I was a little fucking. I was.
Oh my god!
I fancy myself a little Al Capone. You know.
It's so hard to imagine now. He seems like such a normal person and like a nice stand-up.
If I can find it, it's coming up. I swear to God.
Once I did a lot of, I did like a year and a half in juvie, and once you do you start doing that time, I don't know, you start kind of going, all right, yeah, it's hard time, man. It's hard.
I could have done that fucking
hard.
I could have done that standing on my head.
Well, I was.
There's no girls there, dude. To be terrible.
Yeah, I got caught a lot, unfortunately, but sometimes I think I would intentionally get caught though, because I like the attention. So
yeah.
No, we did tons and tons. It was the 80s and 90s. There was nothing else to do. The video games were very rudimentary. The internet was in the late 90s, and I was already 20 when the internet became like America Online and a thing. There just wasn't anything else to do. So what did we do?
Yep.
I'm in 5th grade. What we do is we go through the garages of all of our neighbors to try to find the beer, Playboys, fireworks, any knives,
whatever. It's awesome shit, man.
Yeah. And then we go out and we'd have our little fort in the woods, right? And if any of the parents ever knew it was there, we would have been. We had stacks of Playboys, things of boxes of cigars.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dude, just
your chill spot.
Yo, from what I hear, guys, this dude is still wanted in Miami.
Hey, it's on that haircut alone, or on that beard and that's
you know what? You got to be brave to wear that hat.
The negative space beard, Russ. Holy shit, brother.
It's terrible.
I respect the game.
I tried to grow it. I'm one of the people that I try to grow it, and it won't grow. It just won't grow properly. And I try, and I try. and it won't.
I miss it. I miss a little bit here, and then this whole spot right here doesn't come in.
Yep.
But this spot right here will come in like this far out, and like, I'll get a little bit here.
Man.
Yeah.
Same thing as I am. It's bald spots.
Yeah.
I've had all this problem with this shit growing in here.
Yeah,
and now I got that fucking bald spot right there.
Yeah, see, that's what I had. So I'm probably,
Oh,
and my little brother, he'll
never
grow
had that
full,
before.
My little brother can grow like a full fucking Santa Claus beard. Okay. And he always mocks me for his fucking, because he's like got that facial area, and you can't grow shit. You little bitch. And I'm like, but I got the last laugh because he's bald up on top. I still got a nice head of hair.
Bald is beautiful, baby.
Hey, that's okay. Bald is beautiful when you accept it. My little brother does not like being bald. Let me tell you.
Oh, he's still rocking the horseshoe.
He tries. He tries to grow whatever he can.
Oh man!
You gotta know when to quit because everybody else.
I told him, I said, you can cut that shit off, boy. You can't grow it like this.
I think at this age, the only appropriate fucking bald haircuts are the complete bald and the skullet.
The fuck's the skullet?
It's when you got the thing with like the ponytail.
Just the ponytail,
kind of almost like Jerry has.
Whoa! What? Are you trying to tell me that you just got this ponytail come right out of your bald head?
It'd be hard. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be off the show for a year.
That's
it's gonna bring that. You're gonna bring that look out.
That seems like seems like
the hardest one I saw. Like the first thing I saw was from Vikings.
Yeah,
that dude. He's rocking the skullet.
Okay.
But then you got like this brother right here, man, and I don't know. Yeah. He's got tape everywhere. What the fuck's that?
It is.
There we go. That's the first skullet in history.
Oh, that dude, that's I know who that guy is. I think it was a general though.
It seems like the kind of shit a Star Wars character would have.
Yeah, he was General Fuck Around and Find Out. That's who he was.
He was in charge of when we occupied.
I love it.
Man.
I love it. Fuck around and find out. That's good.
He threw people in jail for being
for not having a good enough skullet.
I could just see that all that dude did was fucking chew on fucking cigars and drink whiskey.
Right. So
now, boys, let me tell you, we are going to go ahead and kill these Union sons of bitches.
He was a Yankee, man. He was a
Yankee.
Oh, you think he was a Yankee?
They occupied it.
Oh, dude.
Confederate South.
So one of the I was listening to radio, right, and apparently there's like this class action lawsuit against the state of Maryland before all their juvenile detention facilities between like the years of like 86 and like 96. There was all kinds of sexual abuse going on and shit, and when it got reported, no one did anything about it and all this stuff. Of course, that's at the time I was locked up during that time. So I'm thinking like, wow.
Yeah. And I mean, there's everyone from Massachusetts.
All right. I'm like, I should just say I got sexually abused, even though I didn't. But come on, man.
Where's my check?
Where's my check, right?
I get those emails all the time. Just
right? Yeah.
Instagram between.
Always trying to get you to join on to something. You're like, what the fuck?
Dude, I do it every time. And like I would probably seriously like every 2 weeks I get a check in the mail for like $40.
That's fucking great.
Jesus. I gotta start paying attention.
The biggest one I did was I got a check for like $500 for like something about Walmart like taking credit card numbers or something. I don't fucking know. But I filled out the survey. They sent me a mailing address and they sent me a check like 8 months later. So
that's great.
Russ, you are so lucky I can't find the fucking do-rag one.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can't find the do-rag one?
The internet.
You know what? I gotta get a new do-rag. I don't know where mine is.
No, you don't.
No, you don't, Russell.
You sure don't, Russ.
I think Anna might have secretly did something with it. That's what I think. But
she did. She threw that shit away.
She probably did.
There's no secret. That's what happened.
I haven't seen my shit around for a while, man.
He's thanking her, dude.
I told her, I said, I was talking about do-rag. She goes, what the fuck do you need that thing for? I told her I told her I was gonna try to get some. I was gonna try to get some waves.
Looking like Russ in there from back in the day, man. God damn.
Oh man, she just kind of rolled her eyes and was like, "Fuck off, man, get out of here."
That woman is a saint, boy.
Used to you by now, buddy.
What you put her through?
You know what? She loved it back in the day. Now she's all now she's all grown up and shit.
Dude, I always say this thing when I see it. It's like when you're dating, and then it's like, oh, you're so funny or whatever, and then it's like, 5 months later, everything's a fucking joke to you. Like, that's me, dude. I'll tell you guys, and my wife and I, we got into it the other night. She got very mad at me about the stuff that I post like on Facebook and Instagram that's like funny and joke stuff. She's like, you're embarrassing. You're embarrassing this family. Just going on and on.
Okay. I got kind of the same thing, only she got on me about shit I say out loud. Now we live in a very like Trump heavy area of Virginia. Mm-hmm. And I'll like spout out shit all the time. Like I'll see a Trump sign. I'll be like, I'll walk by and I'll go, Satan on a sign. Like that, right? And she's like, would you stop saying that? You're gonna get us killed. These people are there.
You killed? Oh my, okay, yeah. That's a shit. She'd be like, you're embarrassing our family. I'm like, no, what are you talking about, man? Like everyone, it's like, and it's the bad thing is when I like
brought shame upon your name, Samuel.
It's like everybody's like fucking laughing at it and like telling her what it is and
I'm
like
gonna send you something, Nick.
She'll be back. It'll be like her like sister or whatever will be like.
I'm gonna send you something, Nick. Of
you'll like text her and be like, "Seems so funny on Facebook or whatever," and then like it makes her more mad.
Holy shit!
She's not getting that reaction.
That's me at 20. You want to see a little thug, a little, yeah. You gotta show that one. I had.
What's up, Scotty? Hold on just a moment, please, sir.
Oh Lord have mercy!
I fancied myself a little thug.
Oh my God!
Oh, look at you, dude! All right.
Yo, look at Snow, Informer.
That's awesome, dude! Hell yeah!
Oh, dude!
I started off with braids this little braids this long for 2 years. I grew them out, and they came down, and then eventually, they got long enough to where it didn't look long enough anymore. It started to look, a little. It just didn't look right, so I had to bring them back up.
You look like if Shawn Michaels got his groove back.
I got some other ones. I'll send, at some
time. Oh, God.
I'll send them.
Oh, poor.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I only listened to 90s, I only listened to gangster rap. So I listened to in the 90s, really, during that era. I dressed I kind of still dress halfway the same. It was always sports gear and tracksuits and
I was wore the old mafia tracksuits.
Yeah, that's what I was wearing.
Yeah,
that was a green and black Nike tracksuit that I had on in that image.
Yeah, I had all kinds of colors. I had my black and red Bulls one. I had one that was like the Carolina Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets one. Yep. Yeah. Yep. I had one match on their colors. What's the other one? I think the other one was like this crazy orange, black and white.
The world, like nationwide, had that Charlotte Hornets.
The Charlotte Hornets was the
starter.
Yeah. No, mine. Why
that one?
Well, because dude, the Charlotte Hornets were bad. Or the colors were badass back. I liked them.
Yeah,
and they were.
Yeah.
And Alonzo Mourning was a foster kid, and I was a foster kid. So
I relate to it, right? Yeah.
Like, why did I have one in St. Louis? Like half the country away. I had one. I had them like.
Yeah, I remember I used to buy little outfits for RJ, Charlotte Hornets outfits and shit for him, and Anna would be like, "What the fuck are you putting that on my kid for?"
No, when Charlotte had Muggsy Bogues, Larry Johnson, and Alonzo Mourning.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Kendall Gills.
Yeah, that was a team.
Johnny Newman.
Who is this jersey?
Yeah.
Orlando #1.
Penny Hardaway.
I know. I never had one.
Quickly became one of my favorites. I loved Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, Penny was a badass.
It was
I like those commercials.
When Allen Iverson came in, I was all in on Allen Iverson. That dude but my favorite was
that's one of my wife's all-time favorite basketball players.
AI.
She's a very big fan of Allen Iverson.
God, he was so good. But one of the funnest teams to watch where they weren't great, they didn't go to playoffs or anything, was at the time was the Kings, because they had Chris Webber, they had Jason
White
Williams,
Chocolate.
They had Mike Bibby. They had Vlade.
They had a team that was something else, man. We were expecting them to do better all the time.
Wankster.
I don't know. Anna was always after when Iverson turned pro and again he got drafted. 76ers were. It's all she ever wanted on the fucking TV.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh.
This is the earliest photo I have access to of me on the internet. Look at that chunker.
Well then.
You got hair, Nick.
Yeah, dude, I was almost 400 right there.
Holy shit, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was my buddy Billy's wedding, and I would be getting married a month later. So this was 21 years ago.
Jeez. God damn. 21 years. Yeah, that's great, dude.
Young buck, dude.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was full of piss and vinegar, baby.
You were full.
This year, this November will be me and Anna's 30th anniversary, y'all.
Oh, hell, congrats.
Fuck yeah, congrats, bro.
30 years.
For that one.
I told her that the other night. I said, man, God bless me with your ass because you put up with me. I don't know how you did that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's everybody, man.
Woo!
I lost my job the day before me and Kate went on our first date.
Oh, it sucks, dude. Oh, bad timing.
You know what I was driving when I met that woman?
What were you driving?
It was the color of mint chocolate chip ice cream. It was a Pontiac Bonneville Broham 1981, baby.
Hey, man,
it had dice on the fucking.
Did you have fuzzy dice hanging from the mirror?
Hell yeah, and fucking the screw-ons for the fucking doorknobs.
That's great, dude. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Bonneville, the Pontiac Bonneville. I always thought they were nice cars.
Oh my god, I wrecked the first car that me and her had together.
Oh, dude,
I fucking with her in it.
She's probably I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
I've wrecked twice with her in the car.
Oh god, really?
Your fault?
Yes and no.
They were playing Magic the Gathering while they were driving.
Yeah.
He's not paying attention to the road, man.
I was just looking at this.
I've never wrecked with Anna in the car with me. However, I've been in the car with her when she wrecked the car.
Well, the first one
in her face anytime she gets mad at you, buddy.
You guys remember the Pintos they were from the 80s Pintos that if you hit that son of a bitch in the back, it would be a gigantic fireball.
It was because of the gas. It was because of where the gas tank was. Yeah.
So me and Kate were in her Kia Sportage going down this fucking incline, like steep decline in the mountains of fucking Southwest Virginia. Those hills are pretty runny.
Yes, they can be. Yep.
So I come down the hill and I clock the car. I see it's there. It takes me a couple seconds to see it's not going anywhere. The fucker didn't have any brake lights on. So I'm coming and it's a fucking Sportage. I had to fucking jam the brakes. So it's fucking, and I fucking go off the side of the road and fucking flip us 1.5 times.
Woo-wee.
Oh man.
Hello. That's scary, dude.
So that was the first. So that was the first time I wrecked with her in the car. The other time we were on 81, right outside of Roanoke.
That's nightmare.
And a piece of rebar was in the road, and I'm doing fucking 70 miles an hour on fucking 81, and fucking hit a piece of rebar, and it fucking goes right through the fucking front tire, and so I go into a guardrail doing like 70 miles an hour.
Ew, man. Yeah. Dale Earnhardt, like an impersonation, goddamn.
Woo!
Yeah, RJ,
if you ain't first, you're last, baby.
Yeah, RJ got popped speeding years ago in 81. RJ was flying. He's doing like 80. He's doing like 85 miles an hour. Fucking local.
Hey, what's up, Polar Knights? He says,
He's
as a barber, I love this show. It is the perfect evolution of beard growth.
It's terrible, dude.
That's fucking hilarious.
So I don't get any of the good stuff. It gets all scraggly, like I hear a sandpaper, and then it doesn't grow out long. I can't grow anything. Yep. So.
Same here. I just kind of do a little bit and call it good.
Like I'll shave. I'll probably like shave tomorrow, cut it all off, so a little tiny bit off it.
Like a China doll.
Yeah, man. Got to get nice and smooth like a baby's ass. Indeed.
Geez. Okay, it's been fucking driving me crazy.
What's up?
Oh wow. Good morning from North Norway.
North Norway?
Yeah, you know, nice, bro.
That's one of my dream places to fucking move to.
Yeah, man, they have like such a high quality of living.
Dude, it's beautiful. You pay a shit ton of tax, but so much is taken care of for you.
So yeah, but like, the tax actually goes to a usable spot there.
Yeah.
You don't like your medical's covered. You're taken care of. Everything it's and there's beautiful places to relax, and employers don't
sign me up for the nanny state, baby.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah, it's perfection, baby. I'm telling you. The only problem those places are having is that the women.
Sam's being quiet. He's got his Che Guevara on. Fuck
all the women that are living there are getting pissed off because they're men. The men don't want them. They import these Chinese women to marry.
Oh yeah.
So all the women up there get mad. Well, here's what those women are all like manly women. They're like
yeah.
There's this whole movement going up there with most of the females. And so the men just aren't attracted to them. They're like, you're just a butch bitch. I don't want to fuck with a butch bitch. So they're like, I'm not gonna. And I'm
are you talking about passport bros?
No. There's on the what was the countries? Norway, Sweden's had a problem with it. Yeah. And Greenland had an issue with it.
Send me out there. I'll take care of those.
So yeah, but so there was a big to do. A lot of the men are going abroad. They're going abroad to meet their wives, to find wives. So
right. Hey, you can't call them broads anymore, Russ.
Yeah, I know. You're right. So you're right.
Going abroad. Okay.
Going abroad
for abroad.
So, but the women are trying. We're trying to get the government to outlaw that shit. They don't want men to be. They want the government to make the men have to marry the local women, and they're like. Yeah, we're gonna move out the country if you do that. We're gonna go get the Asian chicks.
You want to get the state involved in something?
Because they like the Asian girls because they treat their men really good, man. So what they want.
It's a cultural thing,
guys. What are we?
It's a cultural thing, yeah.
What are we doing? Wasting our time here.
Yeah,
I know.
And I don't. My brother.
See, this has brought up something in my mind.
Uh-oh.
But I don't know if I should do it or not.
What's that?
It would be talking about someone that we all know.
Yeah.
No? Okay. Never mind then.
Is it someone who...
Because it was me.
You're not going to name names, are you?
No.
I'm lost.
Okay.
Is he dead or alive?
He's alive.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm done. I got yelled at last time I told stories about the dead guy.
Okay.
Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I thought it'd be funny though.
Yeah.
But I think going into things, like, there was huge fallout from that fucking debate last week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I knew it was.
To me, it's like fallout, but like there's nothing about it that surprised me at all because it was, and I think it's Trump was Trump, and I do think that he was better there than and I think it had to do with the no crowd. I think he gets gassed up too much on the crowd and then acts silly, tends to.
That's true. I think you're right about that.
Muting of the microphone stuff, like he seemed more restrained. He still said a bunch of stuff, but he seemed more restrained, and he actually like laid out what seemed like coherent policies, which first debates are always really tough on the incumbent. So I kind of expected him to look better there, but and as far as like with Biden goes, man, it's not even what he said or how he delivered. It was like what was most striking to me, like, and because again, I knew he's like this now, which is scary as shit. But like for me, it's just when he's not speaking and the cameras, because the camera's on him, it's like you think going into there they'd be like, hey,
he looks lost.
You're on the A cam when you're speaking, you're on the B cam when you're not, and it's like if you're in any kind of like show business or like in politics when you're used to, like, you'd think there'd be someone saying that, but like I mean literally like slack jawed, like staring off into the distance.
He looks like he's lost. Like he doesn't know what he's forgetting where to head, man.
It's like it's like he's a fucking electric car. He turns off in between the fucking stoplights. Right. You know what I'm fucking saying? Like he fucking ramps up. He ramps up when the fucking 30 seconds is going, but as soon as that fucking red light goes on, he's
that's was
more like.
Yeah, it just like you can't like keep his mouth closed, right? And that to me is what, again, it's nothing surprising about this, because like I've known that he's been like this, but I feel like you just get a lot of people from within the administration saying no, like behind closed doors, you know, we saw him. He did 500 push-ups and then did a backflip off of a horse while it was running, and then pulled out a 6-shooter and shot a bull. Like it's like, you're like, we're seeing this stuff, and we have seen it for I don't know how long. I mean, it's going on a couple years now, where like he
is his
walking like
is his cabinet just as culpable as Trump's was for not
100%
for not pulling the 25th.
Yeah. Well, I think, do you have a stronger case here for well, are you talking about like after January 6th, Nick?
For Biden?
No, for Trump, like for the 25th.
Oh. Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
that would have been my argument for the.
And again, that seems like so long ago, where you kind of forget how crazy, and I kind of view that in a different way now than I do then. I kind of see it more of a piece of 2 years of just fucking political violence, right? So but yeah, I mean that's the thing is who is, and fuck the election, who's gonna win in November? Who between now and then is running our country? I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
No idea.
Like, is this another Nancy Reagan situation?
Like they said, the last 2 years of Reagan's presidency, he was not coherent at all, pretty much at all.
Woodrow Wilson was the same way. He had like a series of strokes when they were doing the Paris Peace Conference, and then came back, had a massive stroke while he's touring the country trying to sell the League of Nations, and his wife did the same thing. I mean, she ran the country for that last little bit. He had some AIDS, but you know, I was talking to my brother about it, and he's just kind of a more kind of just down the line, like he's going to be you know, Democrat type person, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but he argues it in a way. So like anytime I'd be like, man, you know, Biden looked whatever, his next response would be like, yeah, but Trump, and then he'd say something that Trump lied about the debate, right? And
see, that's the same thing Trump's people were doing before there too, right? Now it's on the other.
Yeah, you got to address it. This is more striking, man. To me, as a voter,
I agree with you.
This is embarrassing to me as an American.
Oh yeah,
sure, man. This is true.
Here's the big problem.
These are things that someone we had in the office of president said.
Perfect example right here. Yeah, was he? Either one of these guys. The one guy on the one hand, you have the Walking Dead, who's got cabbage soup for a brain, who walks around like a Roomba, bouncing off walls, just nowhere to go.
Roomba, that's good.
God.
And a fucking debate, man. It wasn't a debate. It was him trying to find his way to just the ability to speak.
He couldn't walk off the stage.
It was
He was incredulous.
It was.
Yeah, he couldn't walk. He couldn't walk
the other side. The other side with Trump, you have a guy who
pathological.
I don't think if he did 10 statements, 7 of them were lies, and the other 3 were maybe. But he's also had cabbage soup for brain because he says stuff like, "Let's nuke the hurricane." When we were in 1776, we took over the airports to make sure that we would secure the war.
Yeah.
He can't,
and those are the things, Dave, that people attribute that stuff to like cognitive decline, but I don't think that's the case. Like, and even if Trump mixes up a name here or there, his like just state of how he is completely different than like I don't think there's any comparison between how he is and how Biden is. And
no,
what I was saying earlier is like my brother was like, well, I'd rather vote for Biden, upcoming, just because I trust the people around him more than I do. I guess in his case, I say Trump, and I just couldn't disagree with that anymore. Just because, like, to me, it's like, well, if you vote for him, like, that's undemocratic. You didn't elect those people.
Right.
It might be the cabinet people who get, screened through Congress and everything that get filled into those places. It could also be just friends of his that he has that are helping. It could also be Jill Biden. And from what I understand, like Hunter Biden's been present. It's
I was gonna say it could be a son of all.
So it's like, I didn't vote for that dude.
No, listen to everything you just said, right? And now let's take a look at the other side. The other side is a convicted felon that we got. These are the 2 men we have to vote for.
Right.
These are the 2. You're telling me that's the best of the fucking country. That's the best we can put up, both sides.
It's not just him as a convicted felon. It's just like Sam said, everyone around him. Everyone around him was became convicted felons as well.
True, but But the fact that he is a convicted felon, his sentencing just got pushed back a month or so.
Well, I even think like the thing he got convicted on is like, I don't know. Like that's not striking me. I think the more of like the like the stuff that went on in like there's a Georgia case.
That's the stuff he's gonna get off on. You can get away with that.
In trouble herself for like
this is.
I don't know.
This is really interesting too. I'm enjoying having our new friend from Norway here. This is sort of scary and new for me to finally meet 4 normal Americans. I really need to stop watching Fox News.
All mainstream news like that. It's not
your English is way better than our Norwegian.
No, that's great, dude. But
you're absolutely fine.
No, go ahead, Dave.
CNN, don't watch any of them.
Now, see, I take the exact opposite approach. I watch MSNBC, I watch Fox, I watch CNN, and I watch Newsmax.
I try to avoid any of those companies that have opinionated news where it's.
No, Nick, I see. So, yeah. So I think what Nick's saying is just watch it just to see. So you can talk about it, right?
I watch it. I watch it to see what the wackos on each side are fucking saying.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I'll say I listen to like every single morning. There's like this 10-15 minute NPR podcast I listen to for the same reason. I mean, I disagree with their framing of everything, but it's like useful but it sucks because like a place like NPR anymore, you kind of know what you're gonna get from them, but like. Let me read this headline. So this was like after the debate. It says, okay, the headline is Biden at 81, sharp and focused, but sometimes confused and forgetful.
What the
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh.
Is AI really writing all of our news down?
Like, what product would you buy with a similar guarantee to that? Like your fucking Tesla Cybertruck, safe and reliable, but also explodes. Like what the fuck? But that was
just
from the AP. That's an AP.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing in the world.
Wonder why people like don't trust institutions anymore.
Yeah,
right.
Well,
and then another one from again. This was from the AP. It says at debate, Biden meant to say he had beaten Big Pharma, not Medicare. But it's like, who fucking cares at this point? Like, you think that's going to be like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. You know,
they've
give them
both
a pat.
done that. Yeah,
that was the one mistake that would have saved him.
Yeah, I expect that from CNN, but like AP should be kind of just the news wire.
Neutral. That's why I think
that's why you get people that don't trust institutions anymore because of shit like that, man. It's kind of
I like
as
a
go ahead.
As a news site. I like a site called All Sides. They don't do any opinionated news. It's just this is what happened at this time. This is a quote from there, and move on. They have no problem ripping on Trump or no problem ripping on Biden when those things are necessary. No problem fact checking one, fact checking the other.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any news source that I can trust 100%, but All Sides seems to be pretty good at not leaning one way or the other.
Well,
I got you.
Here's my problem with every single news source I'm seeing outside of really fringe shit on the internet. Neither one of these candidates is fucking qualified to be president at this time.
Agreed.
No, I don't think so.
And what are we doing about it? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And one of these candidates is threatening basically to suspend our democracy, and has shown it, when in office, that he does have that inclination towards grabbing for power and keeping on.
Dude, I thought they were gonna have to like forcibly remove him from the White House 4 years ago. I really did.
I'm not like the fucking panic type person in these situations.
Yeah,
that was a weird time. Like
it was a weird time.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
But
now
I was talking to my dad about it, and he's like pretty like a reliable conservative on these things, and he was talking about like if they rigged the election or not, and I was like, I think it's clear that it didn't happen in 2020, because if it happened then, they could just do it again. And if they could just do it again, it's so like their arguments are always just like, I feel like just so kind of alarmist that it just washes over you and you don't fucking heed these things anymore. I think when you say, and just real quick, like in the midterms in 2022, this is the most important election of our lives. Democracy is on the ballot. And then again, here now, this is the most important.
And democracy's on the ballot again.
News don't really change either way. Like, no
matter really.
I think like people are just like, okay, yeah. It's like calling everything whatever the most extremist, maximalist language. Yeah. It doesn't matter anymore to people. Like,
not really.
You should only call those things when they are those things. Like I could use other examples, but I don't want to.
Well, without asking you guys,
real quick though, my point was that this dude already tried once, so he has that under his belt.
Yep.
So he knows what went wrong during playtime.
Yep.
Yeah, that helps. You learn more in your failures than doing your successes.
Sure.
So that is my concern, because I am an American and I believe in our democracy, and that is what it is. It is a democracy with a representative republic. That's what these people don't fucking understand. Right. The two things can be. And that's what we have.
You're not going to get one or the other anymore. You're not going to get a Rome or something. It's a full democracy. You're going to have a little republic in there as well. But so my question is, without asking you guys, and I'm not, and I don't want you to say, without asking you who you're voting for, how do you see yourself on the scale of left or right? Do you lean one way? Are you full one way? Nick, what do you see yourself as?
Go in order. Yeah.
I'm socially just left of Satan.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm with you.
Fiscally, I'm somewhat more conservative. But in saying that, I want to do radical things to the budget of this country to make it work.
A lot of fat could be cut, man.
Oh, yeah. A lot.
But also, I think that there are hard choices to be made because we do have a contract with our citizens called Social Security, and that needs to be solvent. And I think at this point in time that where we're finding ourselves fucked up is that the cost of an effective military isn't what it once was. And I think that we're finding that we're concentrating too much on physical assets rather than cyber assets.
Virtual, yeah.
Which again, reorganization, redistribution of what we're spending already, and Social Security would be solvent from now until when the fucking sun blew up.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Sam,
that's my.
What do you think?
Yeah, so my North Star is this individual rights. I think those things have to be protected. And I think I extend it to as long as you're not causing physical, actual, real harm to someone else, then you should be allowed to do that thing. And then I'm also understanding of the idea that there are no solutions, only trade-offs. So I think I'm just a pragmatist in that way. But yeah, I think like free speech is the big one for me, and I think the way to combat bad speech is more speech. So I think that everything should kind of be on the table, and you have to trust your citizenry to have all the information and make the best decision.
Sounds like a lot of libertarian in there. Small government, individual rights.
Yeah. And then again, I don't always say I'm for small government because I do like a bigger social safety net. I don't think someone should be left hungry in this country, and we have so much. I think you could figure out a way to take care of people who need it.
Yeah.
But also, as an individual, you are the master of your own fate. So if you want something, go out there and fucking bust your balls and get it.
When we're throwing away like 18 or 20% of our food supply into just waste and rot when there's this many people starving, there's an issue there.
For sure. Again, it's just allocating resources. Man.
Yeah. Russ,
there's so much more we can do.
You're right.
I actually probably lean more I lean more right. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I only have become more left after it's because of Trump. I hate Trump so much I can't stand him. So and most of the Republican Party is a party I don't recognize anymore. Like it's a party that it's not the party I remember.
That goes both ways, man. I think you just have so many goofballs and unserious.
Yeah, but Democrats have all. But to me, the Democrats they're not that much different than Democrats of the past. Democrats are pussies. That's all I can say. They're all pussies. They get even when they get the power, they don't do nothing with it. They're complete wusses. And I just feel like, but that's just my opinion. I'm just trying to, but I feel like Republicans, this Republican Party that we have is like not even like there's no. They used to call themselves the party, the constitutional party, the party of rule, party of law, right? And they're not anymore. They're not.
Yeah, they gave a lot of that away. They gave a lot of that away, with some of the things that Trump said and did.
Absolutely.
Standing Foursquare behind them. And then also they gave the whole fucking game away on January 6th because they had that whole year of 2020 to see the fucking just terrible political violence that you saw in that summer. And I'm not afraid to call those riots. I don't care if it's protests. They fucking ended up as riots and shit burned down, and it was terrible. You had whole sections of whole cities that were just overtaken by these people who I don't think gave a fuck about social justice. They just wanted to go and exert power in their own way. But you saw the hardline conservatives always say we don't do that. We are the party. They gave all that shit away on January 6th, which is why I see that all as one piece. I don't look at that any differently than I do what happened in like Kenosha, for example. Right? Like I'd debate anyone on that, and maybe I'd come out thinking differently, but political violence. It's political violence, and when you have that milieu, what do you expect is going to happen? You're going to have more of that. You're not,
right.
Definitely.
And the thing is that again, I am not a supporter of Donald Trump.
Mm-mm.
But there are 3 individuals in my mind that we can blame for the entire state of this fucking country right now, and all 3 of them are Democrats.
Dude, you sound like me. You sound like something I would say.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Yeah, she's terrible, man.
Now I'm curious. Why do you
any positive reviews on Pelosi either?
Okay, I understand the Obama. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That was a Supreme Court justice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Who should have retired?
Yeah.
20 years ago.
If she would have retired,
she should have retired on a Democrat's term because that was the party that brought her in.
No, you're right.
That is the party that she was loyal to.
Yeah.
She basically defined her career on abortion.
Yeah.
And
I know, man.
And by her not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
She allowed a Republican to put spot by Trump.
Man, Nick,
and then Barack not fighting for the fucking justice.
Yeah, the last year was I remember that.
Just concede that. But I just disagree on one thing, Nick, just about the Supreme Court thing. I don't put the responsibility for that on them. Of like, you're talking about like Roe v. Wade. Okay, because even Ruth Bader Ginsburg said that was a very tenuous case in a tenuous judgment that was likely to be overturned at some point. To me, like if you have issue with that, like Congress had 50 years to legislate something that guaranteed that nationwide. And with Democratic majorities that you had right after Barack Obama was elected, you had that again in 2020 and didn't.
Yes, you did. You're right. Once again,
I can't tell you how many times in the last 2 years that I've seen that happen where everything's like, oh, we need to. Saw a mutual friend, you guys would know if I said the name, but I won't, saying that we need to expand the court to 37 justices or something like that.
No.
And to me, I'm like, Congress.
Well, the problem is
if you're a congressman and you don't do shit because it's so much easier to get reelected, you don't have any kind of stain either way on you, right? So like you don't want to do shit, you just don't legislate. And then fucking moan and groan when the Supreme Court has to legislate for you. And they've said that time and time again. Like Congress had ample opportunity to enshrine that in the law in a sense and nationwide, but they just didn't. So then
but do you also see that this is a consequence of obstructionism? Government. So that if you use this strategy and you pack the court, that's how you're legislating.
Yeah, exactly. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
And only 2 of them are doing anything. You have the increase in executive power, which unfortunately there's nobody who, or hardly anyone, who just on principle thinks that should be reined in, because when their person is in power, they love to see the expansion of executive power. And then the executive does things, and then the Supreme Court has to determine whether or not those are constitutional or not.
The judicial branch.
Yeah, and then the public gets upset one way or the other. It's usually like just a clean 50-50 split for some fucking reason.
Almost always. Yeah.
And then everybody is mad at the Supreme Court. And then the executive can say, look, guys, we're trying to do this.
We tried.
Congress can say, look, the fucking Supreme Court and this, that, and the third. And they sit out of all of it and hardly do anything. The only things that get passed through Congress anymore or 2,000-page omnibus bills that have so much in them that's how you get. I mean, like the fucking Inflation Reduction Act, which is like, it'd be like if you had an act that said like, all right, I'm going to make sure that McDonald's offers the McRib year round.
Yeah, that's the issue with those, right?
I'm going to call it the Inflation Reduction.
Those major bills like that, they'll be, like you said, 2,000 pages. And
2,000 pages and 1,800 pages are riders.
Yeah.
Right.
So you have 200 pages of the actual bill, and then the other 80% of it, it's riders, other shit that people want to get in. And
if you do this, you have to give me this. If you give me this, I have to give you that.
And then some negotiating's done, but
and then for me, I think that Debbie Wasserman Schultz, that's self-evident.
2015.
Yeah. What she pulled with the funding of the Democratic Party and the manipulation of polling as regards to what they did with Bernie Sanders is unforgivable.
Right.
Wow.
We shouldn't have had the first fucking term of Trump. We should have had a Democratic Socialist in the fucking White House.
That's because they wanted so bad to have Hillary.
I think if Bernie was able to do whatever he wanted to, I think you'd have problems that result from that. But I think he'd be constrained by the other levers of power, which I think it would have been a good thing. I mean, him and Trump are both populists, so they kind of say.
But the thing about Bernie is a legislator.
Yeah, he does actually.
He is a serious person.
It's funny in the debate. I know there was that thing about Trump was getting shit for saying immigrants taking black jobs, which I kind of thought was strange for him to say because he seems to kind of reject that like kind of racial pandering. I feel like, and I feel like he would have been much better to just make it a class-based thing, which you can literally do 100% of the time.
Absolutely.
Instead of saying minority jobs, just say low-income jobs. Right?
Yeah.
And it works, and then nobody feels left out or ostracized by it. And kind of make that argument, which is, again, I mean, you can find videos of Bernie Sanders in the 80s saying that we should stop immigration because these immigrants are taking low-paying jobs.
Biden as well.
So he's had for sure. Well. And it's interesting to see that switch over time, which is people change things.
Which is good. People should kind of change and adapt to the times.
Yeah, Dave, I'm glad you said I've never seen that as a weakness. And it's always used as a criticism. How the fuck are you going to think the same thing for 20 years?
You better not, or you're not growing.
Are you kidding me? I see certain things that are values based that you think and feel. But I mean,
Well, remember the status quo is working for certain people. They want to keep the status quo. You gotta. There's always people that are benefiting from that in some way, and that's my biggest issue is I feel like neither party has necessarily done great things with their power. When you had the Democratic Party in full control, they haven't done anything great. And they were Republicans.
It was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. He was campaigning for, I forget the dude, Jamal Bowman, who just got fucking slacked because he's a fucking moron, right?
Yep.
And terrible ideas about everything, but she's on there. First thing she says is she's dancing around on the stage. Like she's just such an unserious person, and she's Trump, absolutely Donald Trump of the left, right? Yeah, they're the same people. But she said, she's like, "Are you ready to take this country back?" And I was like, "Wait, take it back from who?
From who?
You're a Democrat. You have a Democrat as president. You have a Democratic majority Senate. You had a Democratic majority House for 2 years. So take the country back from who?" You have the levers of power.
You've got it.
Talking about?
You've already got it.
Yeah, and it's again, it's I think, and Russ, maybe that's the thing with Democrats is this idea of just perpetual victimhood. We are the resistance, but then what the fuck do you call yourself when you're in power, man?
They're weak, man. They're weak.
What do you do?
I really have a theory about it, and it's gonna make me sound like Alex Jones.
Oh God.
The Democratic Party, the way it's currently constructed, is a coalition of minorities. Okay? So how at this point in time do you pander to your base constituency? You do it through identity politics.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And that's what you're seeing from the Democratic Party.
Yeah,
and it turns off so many people.
It does me,
dude. So I think race-based identity politics, gender-based identity politics, not the way to go. Class-based identity politics is the way to go.
Yes.
With the idea that, you're not whatever socioeconomic class you're in, you're not going to be there forever. And I do think that, and that's the appeal of populism, is that it's the idea that like the government is going to solve your problems for you. And I think if you move through your life thinking that, you're fucking dead. Like just give up, because that's not the case. You have to go out and get it.
Okay.
You're an American. You have the opportunity to do that.
You right there have identified my biggest issue with what I feel is, I feel like the government should be involved in certain situations, but for the most part, I want them to stay the fuck out of my life, right?
Yep.
Right.
So, but the only time I think they should be involved is to oversee big corporate America, because big corporate America will fuck around and break all the rules in the world if you let them. You got to keep an eye on big business. You got to watch out, make sure they're not breaking labor laws and shit like that.
Like you're more suspicious of government power, but like I'm talking about a place where people want that. They want
well, I think anyone that wants that is a fucking moron. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't understand how the Democrats lose on these issues when it's
because they make them race based instead of class based. I think that's it.
Yeah.
And then you have some fucking white guy in Appalachia who just got laid off from his job, who is in the exact same condition as someone who's black in the south side of Chicago, who also can't find work. And you take them and go like this: nope, you're separate.
You're different.
Your problems, and then you tell this motherfucker that he's privileged when he just got laid off and can't put food on the table. How the fuck are you gonna tell me I'm privileged?
And here's why that's a losing strategy.
It just divides people that you could have all under one camp.
It's a falsely created division. But
Black people are only 13% of the population of this country and falling. White population is also falling.
Yeah, it is true.
Asian and Hispanic population groups are skyrocketing in this country.
That's true.
So, I mean, come on, stop pandering to anyone based on shit they can't control and come at it with the fucking issues.
Class, you can control that in the way. And
it's the one thing you can.
Joel talks a lot about like when there's statistics about people in different socioeconomic areas, right? Where you're in poverty, you're in lower middle class, upper middle class, and he makes a point to say like people tend not to stay in one of those categories their whole life. Someone would be lower middle class in their early 20s, and then by their mid 40s they're upper middle class. So it's something that
they're lucky.
But if you constantly like tell people that they can't do anything about it, or they can't do anything about it but for state intervention. I mean, I've done that in my life. Like I was making like when I was 21, I was probably making like $1,000 a month, and now we're doing pretty well. I bought a house and all this shit. Like you don't stay in those places too long if you figure and it sucks because I mean, I know a lot of like friends of mine and people are maybe close to my age that kind of feel like post a lot of things about like, well, like boomers were able to get houses and this and that. And I'm like, I don't know, I got a house and like, I didn't receive a dime from my parents at any point in my life for any significant purpose. Like I did, because they didn't have any money either. I think like they had the idea that like our kids do a little bit better than we do. And that's the case. But like, I don't know, somehow you like figure out ways to make it work. Like we didn't get like money from our parent, Jackie or I didn't get money for like our wedding or for a down payment.
Yeah,
like
me either.
Everything that we have was from the sweat of our brow. So
Well, the one thing was our in-laws did pay for our wedding.
Well, yeah, and that's a nice thing too. But that's not. I feel like that's different than like you're giving $20,000 for a down payment. That shit did not happen. If you can give that to your kids, fucking
awesome.
You should do that. You're doing really.
I'd love to be able to give them that.
No one should ever feel ashamed of that, man.
No
one should ever feel ashamed of that.
Grateful, not ashamed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, and people, there are people in this country that feel like if you can do it, I should be able to do it too.
That exactly.
But I don't have to. I don't have to do what you have to do. Right. That's true.
Or if I can't do it right now, it's the government's fault for whatever reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to pull money from like my retirement fund basically to do it.
We did twice.
Yeah, so it's that's something that I'm gonna.
Dave, if you have to jet because your back's going out, go ahead.
Yeah,
we're gonna fix that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I'm sticking around for this because it's not that it's actually helping my back having an engaging conversation to help me.
Just not thinking about it, dude. Yeah, I'm sure.
If I'm sitting by myself alone, it's 10 times worse because I have no distraction. Have I gone yet? Did I do mine yet?
No, go, man.
No, yeah, where are you? Yeah, where are you on that?
We'll make this one a quick one because mine's not too difficult. I don't know where I lie, and maybe you guys can help me with that because I'm just not sure. I have the things on both sides of the coin that I religiously follow by. I am pro gun, and I'm not pro gun in the sense I think everybody should have a gun. I think guns in the hands of responsible. Law-abiding citizens. I have one. I have a concealed weapons permit. I have for 20 years, and I carry everywhere I go because the bad guys are going to get them regardless. And if I have the ability to prevent something from happening in one of these schools, churches, movie theaters, whatever, I want to. So on that side on the right, fully on the right. On the left side, I am fully all in on pro-choice because I have 2 daughters, and if one of them were to get raped, I would shoot the person that said you have to carry that rape baby to term.
Yeah, exactly, man.
So this is the thing is, and it's both sides. It's I am definitely pro freedom of speech. That should not be infringed upon at all. Then on the left side, I'm also pro social aspects too, like the Social Security and the Medicare and stuff. That if we can pay for all these other things, we can pay to feed people, we can pay to find a way to house people, we can pay for these things if they weren't going to other stuff. I'm pro taxing the extremely rich 3 times what they are right now, as opposed to taxing the middle and lower class the percentage that they are right now. So I don't know where I lie because I can't pick one or the other. I believe in too much on both sides.
Yeah, I think once you start to do that and say, okay, I'm this, then you just start to put up those guardrails. Which limits your thinking. I think it's a bad thing to do.
It's like so many people just vote along party lines.
Yeah, sure.
And like people complain about a lack of a third party. Like if you vote based on what the person actually says and just not whether they're red or blue, that could be the start of actually fixing some things.
I've only ever voted the person. I've never voted the party.
Yeah, dude, same. I try to know who they are a little bit, especially local elections, which are really like the ones that matter the most.
Those affect us the most. The local elections, right? Those, I deep dive into those far more than I do any national.
I either know the people or know of them. I'm like, oh, I know this guy. Like he fucking coached my kid's soccer team.
Right? Exactly.
Like that. But I mean, it's like you're not trying to think of the thing that. Or no, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Oh no, I've voted for as many Republicans as I have Democrats. I think it's equal down the board because I haven't voted for the line. I voted for, and sometimes I have to vote not for the person but against the other person. And I'll give you an example. John McCain, when he ran, he had Sarah Palin as his vice president. He was already like 4 pacemakers deep, and he was on the he was dying. And if she got in charge of the thing, I couldn't have that. So I voted against him because I didn't want what came along with it. So every vote, and I'm 46, so I've had several votes so far, and I've never ever been able to vote the party line. I've always had to vote which person I either thought was best or vote against the person I thought was worse.
That's what I mean. And nobody should vote. Nobody should feel like they have to vote that way. But that's how it is, though. I agree what you're saying. I agree with you.
Debate at home, and my wife was like, "God, like, how is it like just these 2?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, it's a 2-party system, but then, when you have countries that have, like Italy, for example, has like a very fractious political environment where somebody will win the prime minister seat with 11% of the votes.
Yeah, so there's so many. Yeah,
instead of 50% of the country's pissed off, you have 79 or 89% of the country who's pissed off.
All right, so the other the rest of the fallout from this debate, guys, was that I've noticed this week is that there's been a call for Biden to get out.
Yeah, to tap out.
Okay, to get out of this.
Why
Biden flat out refuses, apparently.
Yeah, he said nope.
I think he's in his own bag too much, man. And I think he's got. I think Jill's a part of this too. As she literally carries him down 2 steps.
I
think it's
holding him up.
Yeah, but again, dude, like here's the thing: they could run Biden and have a. I don't think he's gonna win. And they have a strong chance.
I don't think he's going to. I think Trump's going to be president. Yeah, you're right.
If they were,
I think there's a way to run Biden.
Guarantee that they fucking lose because nobody likes her goofy ass.
That's what I was going to say. There's a way to run Biden and guarantee a win.
Yeah.
How so?
You run Biden and replace Harris with Newsom.
Oh God!
So replace Harris. It's the end of the sentence.
I don't care. I don't care, man. Newsom is going to be the fucking American psycho president, bro. It's going to happen.
Yeah, he's insane. Yeah, he's insane, man.
Like, I mean, he talks enough of a good game.
Yeah.
He really does. And if you have him propping Biden up, and let's be honest, like, you have basically fucking Newsom as like this fucking agent of chaos that can say whatever the fuck he wants about Trump, because he's not gonna have to debate him.
Mm-hmm.
And it just writes itself to me. I mean, I don't see any other way besides like the bloodiest and just knockout, drag out fucking campaign that we've seen in our fucking lives.
Oh yeah.
They still have a Democratic convention in August. They could do like an old school. I mean,
I wish they would.
1968.
Yeah.
Chicago burned itself
but
alive,
like,
which hoping doesn't happen again. But that was when
who do we do though? Like anybody that me and you want, they won't.
Nope, you're right, they won't.
I picked Jared Polis. He's the governor of Colorado. He was really good on COVID policy early on. He was like very much like we need to open the schools back up ASAP. And like everything he said in hindsight, he's a Democrat, but he's like it's a purple state. And I think he'd be a good one. I don't know how like magnetic he is personality wise, but I think he's just kind of like policy wise seems like a very sound and just normal person.
Okay, so if they kind of do like a whole pomp and circumstance fucking convention, and it's a really true nominating convention, like who the fuck do you think could come out of there and actually do something?
God.
I mean, the only name I can think of, and it would be like Trump-like, but it could work, would be fucking Swalwell.
Jamie Raskin is like that too.
Jamie Raskin would be good.
Yeah.
But like, is Jamie Raskin likable enough to? Because I mean, Jamie Raskin, I mean, he fucking mops the floor with everybody he goes up against in the house, but he's not that likable.
No, but in the House too, which is another issue for the Republicans because they have that three-headed monster there of idiots. They have Green, Boebert, and Gates. That three-headed monster of just utter stupidity and destruction of anything that they try to accomplish on the Republican side. And I'm definitely afraid that Trump may end up picking one of those three to run as his VP. And that's not going to work. Then I'll have to vote against him again.
Fucking Jewish space lasers, bro.
Oh God. That bitch is crazy.
She's lost her fucking mind. She is so gone.
Yo, and Bober is just fucking unconscious.
Yo, she's a hoe,
She
dude.
doesn't care. She gets fucking fact checked to her face.
They
and then
found
it's
out.
like, it don't matter.
No.
They found out where she was though. I mean, her past. She's not. She shouldn't be where she shouldn't be in office, man. She was nothing but she was an escort. I think she's done porn, man.
I would not doubt it.
I don't know for
but
sure.
the rumor, allegedly, nobody knows for sure. The rumor was that she was an escort and she landed with Teddy Baby.
Yeah,
how she got into her position, huh?
And that's how she got into the Republican Party.
Yep.
And then she opened that fucking bar in Colorado.
Yep. Just so she had a place that, Bitch is crazy though, man.
Yo, and her son is facing like 20-something fucking felonies in Colorado. And I guess the fucking ex-husband was beating the shit out of everybody.
I guess so. You was crazy about her though, y'all. I'd fuck her.
She's so hot.
Who's that?
Bober.
I'd hijack that shit up, boy. I think I could just do dirty things to her, tie her up and shit, and just
I don't know, man. She looked way too spastic at Beetlejuice, man. That would be a fucking weird ass fucking hand job. It was like she was like, ah!
I think it's because I think she was drunk, dude. She went drunk.
Yeah.
She didn't have her shit together, man. Like, you bitch, be sober. Come on, man. Something. Well, use some lips, not the teeth. God damn. Come on. Gotta teach him right.
Gates is an absolute idiot who I believe is also in on trafficking charges or underage with girls charges as well.
I mean, they keep saying that's what they keep saying, but
they haven't pressed any charges on it yet.
I do think that's an abuse of the term sex trafficking.
That keeps getting abused over and over. Yeah, it does.
Okay, you're right, but they have him connected to shit. They do, but apparently it's not. They're saying it's not enough. But he's definitely involved in some way. It's like, come on, man, that dude is even swinging some little girl's ass, man.
That's my problem. Is like, isn't he connected to banging like 16-year-olds?
Yeah,
I think like it was like a 17-year-old, which I think might have been legal. But like he took her from like Florida to
I don't
know. I don't know what it is. But as I understand it, it's like kind of similar to the thing like with that Kyle Rittenhouse where like always say like he crossed state lines, like as if it was some like interesting thing in that case. But
yeah.
Not that Matt Gaetz is excuse. I'm sure that dude is a grease ball, man.
Oh god,
he seems like he looks like
he is definitely.
He looks like a Botoxed out Max Headroom.
He's got kid toucher written all over him, dude. The same.
He looks like from Beavis Butthead.
His head is really big for his body. If you look at it, his head is large. It's like a large head, his little body. It's weird, fucking strange.
Oh man,
that's hilarious, dude. All right, well, we ended up talking about politics like from almost like 45 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So
you didn't get sick of it though, did you?
No, y'all made it a little more entertaining.
Okay, see, and nobody's upset, nobody's gone away mad.
Oh no.
So let's talk about some really divisive shit. Fucking Superman.
Oh my god. No, what's going on with Superman?
They're just filming it right now, so there's shit photos getting leaked.
The new one, the one that I heard they keep changing.
Yeah.
their minds on and shit.
No, this one's pretty sorted out.
Oh, this is pretty solid. Okay, all right.
It just has 90 billion people in it. What were you gonna say, Dave?
Fucking great.
Which Superman is this that they're filming right now? And
I think it's just called Superman now, right?
Yeah, It's James
Gunn. James Cornsweet is the person playing Superman.
He looks great to me.
Yeah, the suit is a cross between different components. Yep. Like it's got the All-Star Superman shorts. It's got the Kingdom Come S without the black background. It's got the Jim Lee collar. Yeah, and shit like that. So it's a real amalgamation of different suits that we've seen before. Mr. Terrific's going to be in this movie. Guy Gardner is going to be in this movie.
Not my favorite Lantern, but
the engineer is going to be in this movie as a villain, and that's supposed to spin off into the Authority movie that's supposed to be coming.
Okay.
Nicholas Hoult is Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm. That could be interesting.
I can do that.
I mean, I like that casting.
Yeah.
But there's so much in this movie, and there's more that we don't know yet. Oh, and there's Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
Hawk Girl.
After her of the costume, so like the Superman costume is like a little baggy, and that to me is clearly a choice, a stylistic choice. It's not like skin tight, can't see his muscles. He still looks big and physically imposing because I think he's a big dude, and he's obviously worked out and everything to kind of get here, but. Then Mr. Terrific is in set photos. I mean, looks pulled right out of the comic. He has like the leather jacket that says "Fair Play" on the sleeves or whatever. And then the Guy Gardner photos came out that feature him, and he also has like a leather jacket, leather pants type thing. And then
I'm great.
Worried about that, but he's had jackets and vests and shit. So whatever. And then the Hawk Girl set photos got me the most worried because she also has a leather jacket and just like a leather biking pants, which she I don't, as far as I know, doesn't resemble any Hawk Girl costume. And like that to me was very CW, low budget, not willing to go full superhero movie. So that's a bummer to me, and that does have me really worried.
To me, this just shows that they're not learning the fucking mistakes that they made the first time around.
They're not. They never do.
Like, why is the fucking Justice Society in this? Like, why are we getting the engineer? Who's the other villain? Yeah, way too much. Yeah. If you're fucking introducing Superman, do something simple. Give us fucking Superman and Lex. Give us either that or Superman and Brainiac. Give us Superman and fucking Doomsday. Give us something simple. Show us a fucking Superman we can fucking root for.
Yeah, really.
Don't clog up a movie with so many different sympathetic points of view that where Superman's going to have to fight for attention in his own fucking movie.
That's the thing. I'm worried that they're trying in this. So you're talking about learning lessons from the past. So like what I'm seeing is that they're trying to do what they tried to do with Justice League in 2017 and like establish a universe just like that.
Yeah.
And then you end up not really giving a shit about it.
Gotta lay the foundation first. You really do.
Gotta slow roll that shit, man. That's the way to do it. And it's okay to establish a universe where all these things exist, but you do also then have the problem of screen time and what's going to be probably a 2-hour and 15-minute movie.
And here's the other thing that fucking bugs the living fuck out of me, because this is James Gunn's policy that he has laid in place. Okay, he has said that going forward, that animated voices will be done by the same actors in the fucking movies and live action.
That kind of would be cool if they're able to pull that off.
Okay, I don't want to see a live action Jensen Ackles Batman.
You don't?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who I'd want to see. But yeah, I'm not. Oh, man. picky. I kind of have to see them in costume and see what they could do.
Yeah, like let him be Jason Todd. I know he's old. I know he's older now.
Yeah, he's too old, I would think.
But like what you can do is fucking do like the first 15 minutes, be the Joker beating the fuck out of him. Use de-aging on him for the first 15 minutes. And then for the rest of the movie, it's just Jensen Ackles running around as the Red Hood.
Yeah, because I mean, he could be anywhere from 28 to 48. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's probably closer to that in real life, but
I think he's 45 or 46.
Yeah,
in real life.
He looked good as shit as Soldier Boy.
Oh yeah, he did a great job as Soldier Boy.
Yep. And they never killed him off. By the way, you never know. He could be back.
You watching season 4? You know?
I am.
Not yet.
Yeah,
I haven't been.
Anything that...
Yeah, I won't say nothing.
But like,
it's crazy.
The other thing is like they threw out some shit with the bathwater with the whole fucking James Gunn thing coming through, because like they had some actors that were very passionate about parts that they actually would have been good for. And the one that I'm thinking of the most is Joe Manganiello as fucking Deathstroke.
That would have been good. That would have been good.
Yeah, I can see it's tough, man, because I'm more lean towards, if you're gonna start something new, even if the casting in the past was good, you got to cut it all. Right,
yeah.
But then
everything or nothing.
Yep. You're keeping Peacemaker from the previous kind of DCEU, and then mostly, I mean, we talked about this on the show. I think James Gunn's done a terrible job of rolling this out, because every DC movie that came out, he had to say that it was, and I'm sure this is studio pressure, so maybe it's not all on him, but he had to say that it was connected, and then kind of like after the fact, roll it back and say that it wasn't. So because all those movies, Flash, Black Adam, were bought and paid for, so they're going to put them out anyway. So he had to kind of get in the seats, and it just and it's bad, and it made it to where I don't believe a fucking word that comes out of the dude's mouth anymore, because I'm like, so what is he really gonna include this thing or hit this story beat, or is this just studio pressure?
James Gunn or not, I haven't had any reason to have any faith in a DC film series, film universe. It's been too off the wall. It's been too back and forth. It's been too wishy-washy. Bring Cavill back, but then we don't bring Cavill back, and
and then like how they did him in Black Adam and brought him back for that, and like
it was the only part of that Black Adam movie where I was like, yes, this is awesome.
But then they go and they make that huge swing with Pattinson, and they fucking knock it out of the park, man.
Dude, so that's what I'm saying. And that, but that was also the opposite. Dave's talking about the shared universe. That was just a one-off.
Yeah.
I love that Pattinson Batman movie. I think that movie's incredible, and I've watched it 100 times.
Not the best I've ever seen a Riddler played. I mean, it was fantastic.
But then again, that's a one-off. You know, like that doesn't rely on anything else. And I think that's, if I was DC, I'd be like, let's just do this shit, and maybe adapt a Kingdom Come, and maybe do the fucking, god damn it, what's that Deathstrokes thing, where he first showed up, something tabula rasa, no, that wasn't it,
tabula rasa,
Judas Contract.
Judas Contract. Okay.
That is a movie or two, you know, I would just do that shit and be like, all right, here's Batman. It's a different actor, but y'all are used to that by now, so just know that he's Batman.
Like the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of faith in DC for this reason. Okay. DC hired Brian Michael Bendis at one point, and now they've had Jason Aaron in house. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They also have, because he signed a contract to do his own shit, as he has been doing, but he is now going to be doing what it will be called the Absolute Universe for DC Comics.
Okay.
Which is going to be DC's Ultimate Universe. They're chucking Earth 1, and this is going to be a Scott Snyder-led DC Ultimate Universe.
Okay, yeah, I've seen this.
Cool.
It's going to be spinning out of absolute power, and that's why it's being called Absolute DC. Now, the reason why I think that this is interesting is because Scott Snyder, if you look at what DC has done with animation, everything they did animation-wise with Batman was Scott Snyder's shit.
Yeah.
When they started with that Batman and Son and forward, that was
Batman,
all...
Batman vs. Robin was the one that basically adapted Court of Owls, and then...
Yep.
Which was
They did
fantastic.
some of that newer Justice League stuff. And...
Yeah.
Animated is where they shine.
Oh,
without
for sure.
question. Without
just everyone is good. Like, it's such a strange, but they can't make a live action movie to save their fucking.
In like,
it kills me with that shit. I don't know how they do. How they fuck up live action shit.
Yeah, but like the thing is like no matter what you think of fucking death metal sold like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Then you have everything else he's done with White Knight, I think it was. The fucking one with the future Batman that had all the deformed shit.
That was the White Knight in that was who did that? That wasn't Scott Snyder.
Oh god.
But it was really good. Sean King. No, Sean
Phillip?
something. Sean Murphy?
Sean Murphy, probably.
Sean Murphy, I think that's it. Yeah, those books are really good.
But like,
then they were again just kind of like one-offs, like almost Elseworlds type stories.
No, see, he did White Knight. I was thinking of something different.
I said Sean King. That's that dude that he's a goofy guy. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yes.
Damn it, I can't find it now because all they're talking about is him taking over for Absolute now.
Let me look.
But I'm pretty sure it was him. Because it was the story with the Bruce Wayne. There was
Sean
Omega.
Yeah, okay, I remember that. That was Scott Snyder, and that was Batman. Fuck, I have the book.
Yeah, I forget the name of it, but that was really good. You know, and all I'm saying is basically Scott Snyder has proved that he is marketable in the same way that like Dan Slott has proved that he's marketable with the Spider-Verse shit and
for
stuff
sure.
like that.
I think Snyder to a larger extent in his case. I mean, he was I feel like everything he touched was gold there for a minute.
Yeah.
And again, you could dislike some of that stuff, and I definitely did like everything. Yeah. I thought he got off to a really strong start just in the New 52, and up until the metal stuff was when I kind of got out of it. Just not interested and did a little too much. Books are great to look at. You started Greg Capullo, but yeah, I forget what that one-off book you're talking about where Batman was it was all like he was in a mental institution,
like
right?
Shattered Earth or something. I want to say, but that's not it. Last Night on Earth.
Last Night on Earth. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, he had like the Joker's head in a jar.
Yeah, it was dope. Like in a lantern.
And then it was like Alfred was like his nurse in the mental institution. Yep. It's really cool stuff. And just just a kind of fresh thing. It's a I was watching this like this old comic book documentary talking about the Dark Knight Returns, and Neil Gaiman was talking about it. He said he kind of thought at that point that every story that could have been told had already been told, and then Dark Knight Returns comes out and bam. You want to talk about that?
Do we want to talk about Gaiman?
Yeah. I don't know anything about it, so you have to educate me, but
I've got to pull up our chat because it's a complicated issue. Anytime someone famous is accused of sexual assault,
so every other day.
Yeah, but like for me, like I was trying to explain it to like Kate, and like it's not the same because like her name's been dragged through the mud, but it'd be like if J.K. Rowling was accused of sexually assaulting someone.
Right.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Neil Gaiman denies accusations of sexual assault from 2 women. This is from The Wrap. They were made on a podcast called the Tortoise Podcast. Neil Gaiman has denied both sets of allegations. Neil Gaiman subjected 2 women in their early 20s to rough and degrading sex over the span of 2 decades, according to allegations leveled against the Good Omens actor in New Zealand. The accusations are the subject of a 4-part podcast series investigation by Tortoise. Gaiman has denied both sets of allegations. Both women said in Master the allegations against Neil Gaiman that they were in consensual relationships with Gaiman when the assault occurred. Scarlett, who is 23, claimed Gaiman sexually assaulted her in 2022 soon after he hired her as a nanny for his child. She accused Gaiman of having engaged in rough and degrading penetrative sexual acts with her and supplied Tortoise with contemporaneous messages, notes that support her allegations. Gaiman insists the relationship was consensual and lasted 3 weeks and didn't advance beyond heavy petting. He has firmly denied all accusations of abusive behavior.
That's the goofiest thing you could ever say. I would never say that. Even to get myself out of some hot water, I'd never. Okay. Could you imagine we were just into some heavy petting?
No.
The other woman was 18. In 2003, subjected her to painful sex she neither wanted nor enjoyed. Gaiman has denied this entirely and calls these accusations disturbing. Tortoise said it understands that he believes Kay's allegations are motivated by her regret over their relationship and that Scarlett was suffering from a condition associated with false memories at the time of her relationship with him, but asserted that Gaiman's account is not supported by her medical records and medical history. So I don't know what the fuck to believe.
I mean, tough when it's 21 years ago. Right? Did this happen, I guess?
You hear shit about people all the time, but, like, you never heard a fucking word about Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if it didn't come out in, like, 2017 when that's when everyone was being dragged through mud. Then, it kind of makes you... makes the claim a little more dubious, but it's a tough thing to do because you don't want to just discount anything, but then you also don't want to just say we're going to believe it because you said it. You have to let that shit be communicated in the not in the court of public opinion, but
the court of law.
The court of law, and then make your decision based on that, man. How you feel about it, and it's a long, drawn out process and fucking tough. But I mean, I don't know. I hate to see that happen.
Like
Neil Gaiman, especially if it's bogus. And if he really did it, then
fuck him if he did it.
Gotta deal with it. Yeah, gotta deal with the shit, man.
And I mean, it's heading on to 11:20 right now.
Yeah.
So we should probably wrap up. But like we've had the conversation before about like being able to distance art and artists and how hard that can be.
Yeah, for sure.
And god damn, if this turns out to be true about Neil Gaiman, which God, I hope for the victim's sake, and I hope for his sake too, that it's some kind of misunderstanding. I mean, that's all you can say, But god damn, please don't let it be true about Neil Gaiman.
I know, it sucks when it's somebody that you really like and enjoy their work and just don't want to have that stain attached to them.
No,
really.
Not at all.
And it's because, I mean, if it happened to, I don't know, Frank Miller or something, I still read all his books and put my kids onto them when they got interested in comics and everything. I wouldn't even tell them about it, but yeah, it's tough, man.
On that fucking cheery note. All right. Next week is a live hangout, and we're gonna start going through our cycle of bits again. And it is "Am I the Shit Piece?"
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
All right.
That was fun.
As I say every week, we go on out on our way. Peace, love, and hair grease. We're out.
Adios, guys.
See ya.